Hello, dear friends and lovers of freedom all over the world. I want to say a very big thank you to God Almighty, Chukwu Okike Abiama, who made it possible for us Biafrans to observe our Heroes' Day today, Monday, the 31st. Yesterday was Sunday, and we were able to go to church and to pray for peace in Biafra land and for God to receive the souls of fallen heroes and heroines. And I also want to use the golden opportunity to say a very big thank you to our indomitable leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for his vision and his foresight in the fight to free our people from bondage and slavery from the caliphate. I want to also say thank you to some Eastern governors, especially the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, who observe the Biafra Heroes' Day, and also the governor of Ebonyi State, who, after he vomited nonsense, come back to his senses when he realized that he was alone. At first he said that any Ebonyi trader who did not open his shop today being Monday will lose that shop will be confiscated. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rebuked him and challenged him to do his worst. Within a few hours later, the Ebonyi State government, through his spokesman, came back on air to say that they have received numerous calls from Ebonyi citizens who have asked him to allow them observe Biafra's Heroes' Day. So his order has been resigned. So, brothers and sisters, I want to say congratulations to every Biafran and every lover of freedom for the success we saw, because every space in Biafra land was in total shutdown. The whole of Biafra land is shut down. It is a good thing, it's a glorious thing, and we have to maintain this momentum. Biafra we seek is at hand. What bothers my soul, what troubles me, is the audacity, the temerity of the so-called Nigerian police and Nigerian military. These people burst into a church, a place of worship, where people were busy praying to God, to Elohim, and these men in uniform, terrorists in Nigerian army and police uniform, have the audacity to burst into a church and arrest worshippers. This has never been heard of. I've never heard of this nonsense in anywhere on the planet Earth. I live in a Muslim country, and no matter a crime, no matter what you are accused of, no matter your sin, your atrocity, your offense, once the police comes to arrest you and see you praying this Allah Akbar prayer, they can never ever touch you. They will wait. If it takes you 6 hours to pray, they will wait until you are done. Talk less of going to a mosque. It's unheard of. No security agent can ever do that, or even think of doing it. Going to a mosque to arrest people is unheard of. But in Biafra land, the Nigerian police, the Nigerian army had the audacity to burst inside the church and arrest innocent civilians, unarmed civilians. They took them away. Heavens know where they are taken to. I continue to ask this question. In that state it happened, in Enugu State, we have a sitting governor, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, he said nothing. We have a deputy governor, he said nothing. We have at least 3 senators from Enugu State. None of them made any comment. We have many House of Reps members in Enugu State. None of them said anything. We have members of the Enugu State House of Assembly. None of them said anything. Even the state speaker said nothing. We have many traditional rulers in Enugu State. None of them made no comment. We have religious leaders, pastors, reverends, what have you. None of them said anything out of fear, out of cowardice. They are afraid of the caliphate. If they say anything, the Nigerian police comes after them. We all know that. But is that enough reason to keep quiet where your people were being forcefully taken away to be murdered like chickens? After all, the life we live in Nigeria was nothing. The life is worthless. In Nigeria, especially in Anambra State, your life is worth only 500,000 naira. According to the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano. You can be a medical doctor, you can be an engineer, a pilot, whatever you want to be, you can be. But your life is worth only 500,000 naira. According to your governor. He said that Fulani herdsmen can kill you and pay 500,000 naira compensation. So if your life is worth 500,000 naira, are you now telling me that because of 500,000 naira you cannot speak? Even when you know that the oppressors are killing your own people. The governors of the Eastern region kept quiet. The commissioners kept quiet. Nobody is talking. And these innocent civilians, worshippers, who are forcefully taken out of a place of worship, who knows if they will be taken to slaughterhouse? This is the fate of Biafrans. I believe that the world is seeing all this. I don't know why the hatred on Biafrans. If Biafra restore our freedom, our independence, and the world believes that we will take over, become the most technologically advanced nation in the world, what is wrong about it? Is it the reason why the world has kept quiet? Why we are killed, we are murdered, our lands taken away from us? If God have given us that talent, the wisdom to change things, to do things, why this hatred? Why this jealousness? Why this enviousness? When will all this going to stop? What annoys me most is the attitude of the British government. These are the people that gave us the Bible and converted us to Christianity. And these same people keep quiet, even to an extent, emboldens the Fulanis, support the Fulanis, the jihadis, the Muslim terrorists, to kill the same Christians. I don't understand it. I cannot understand it. Why this conspiracy? Is it because of oil and gas in our land? But we are ready to give you the same oil and gas. Something is wrong somewhere. I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you once again to our indomitable leader, the Ahmadike one of Biafra land, the only man standing. Without him, without this man, it is possible that by now we won't have up to 2 million Igbos alive. The plan was to kill us all. Because of Ahmadike, we are still living. And we must live. And Biafra must come. Our freedom restored. Thank you, people of God. I rest my case. Bye-bye.